All right, hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com. Welcome to another video on SEO. First of all, if you're brand to this channel, make sure you press the subscribe button down below so when I release a new SEO video like this, you get notified, right? So in today's video, I'll introduce you, or rather walk you through my recent case studies on how I was able to help this local construction client crushed his competitors on Google. And this is the search console access for his website. Obviously, I removed the top search bar and the sidebar to kind of block out the URL and the keyword for the privacy purpose. But just to show you, this is a real search console. As you can see, I can interact. And this comparison from the last 3 months compared to the previous 3 months before I took when I took over the campaign. As you can see, I was able to increase his organic clicks from 7.11K to 13.4K, roughly about 80% plus increase in organic clicks from Google search results. And obviously, this is the case study that I published on my website. I'll leave the link in the description so you can go ahead and read it out. But in this video, I'll go through what I've basically done for this client, right? Now, just to give you a bit of also, let me show you some of the screenshots of the client ranking for some of the keywords. Obviously, I blocked out. So here I posted this result back on 8th December on my Facebook page. So obviously what you're seeing here right now is a little bit different in terms of screenshot, because this is the current recording, which is on today's 19th of December, whereas this screenshot was posted on 8th of December. So a little bit different in the screenshots, but obviously you can see it's the same pattern here. It's the same screenshots, you can see. Now going to this is some of uh, some of the ranking graph. So if I open, you can see this is one of the main keywords with the 4,400 searches per month. Is a local keyword, just a niche keyword, means only the service without the locations, right? And this is the second one. So let me show you this. And this is the second one. This is ranking number one for 2,400 searches per month for this keyword. All right, so last part was cut out, so now it's ranking number one here as well. All right, so yeah, so just to give you a little bit of background here, the client operates in a construction niche, and his goal was to first rebuild his website because the website was a little bit outdated. And so that was the first thing, and then after that, to further optimize SEO, optimize the website to increase the clicks, the traffic, and ultimately dominate the entire market in his location. He operates mainly in Sydney, Australia, but he also wants to expand his traffic, his reach to other nearby suburbs or areas as well, and ultimately, if possible, to also dominate the entire country for the niche keyword as well, right? For the service keyword, which we were able to accomplish that as well. All right, so this was the project background here. Now here comes the challenge of what we face with the project, or with this campaign, is to, first we were going against some of the very reputed companies that have been ranking on Google for years, as well as some of the big directory as well. The directory website is a local project, of course. But if you know what you're doing and you work smart, you can always win at any SERP, no matter how big your competitors are. And secondly, the site was also got hit slightly in the May 2022 core update, right? So when I took over a campaign, the site initially got hit slightly in the May 2022 core update as well. So for example, the main keyword slipped from ranking in the top 5 to page 2, something like that. So these were the two main challenges that we took that was faced with this campaign. So like I said, here's how I approached the campaign. First is obviously to rebuild the website to make it more functional, more SEO friendly, make it looks more appealing in general. So here I obviously, like I said, it was already built on WordPress. So all I did was to change the theme, to redesign the page layout a little bit, and also to add new content as well. For the theme here, I chose Cadence theme. So if you're working on WordPress, I'm pretty sure you might have come across the theme called Cadence. It's my favorite theme, and also, it's very fast. lots of functions there, and also SEO friendly as well. Okay, now let me walk you through the SEO process of this, right? So the first step is obviously on page optimizations. I'm gonna skip the technical part because technical SEO for local businesses are not really that important. Like more or less, just have to make sure that the website loads fast, is HTTPS SSL secured, it supports mobile, and also works mobile friendly, and etc etc, all those pretty basic stuff, right? So let me get down to the on page here. For the on page, the strategy was to rank the home page for the main keyword, and also the location for the main keyword and for the main locations, and to create a bunch of highly targeted location pages that are unique and high quality. All right, so the service pages were also created to rank for additional services that the client provides. And later down the line, we also created some informational content that answers users' question as well. Things like, how much does X cost in X cities, etc., etc. But the main goal of this project was to obviously rank for service pages, which are commercial keywords. So we only added 5 to 6 pieces of information content in total. So just to give you a little bit of how the site was laid out, first we've got the home page here. So the homepage was to rank for the main keyword plus city, right? So like I said, the client mainly operates in Sydney, which is the main location. So it will be like keyword plus Sydney here, right? So this is what we chose to focus for the home page. And then we built out some of the service pages that are relevant to the keyword, right? So for example, let's say you're in a cleaning you're in a cleaning business. Then let's say your main keyword is commercial cleaning Sydney, then you would have other relevant services that you provide, such as I don't know, maybe like construction cleanings, maybe house cleaning, if you provide that as well, something like that, like a relevant service, right, that can help capture more traffic, right, and more keywords, because one page will focus on one main keyword. All right, and then we also have a bunch of other location pages created, so we can have like the top section here called maybe like location, right? So for the top here we can see like locations, and then we created a bunch of locations under it, like the nearby areas to Sydney, right? So there are places like, for example, Blacktown, which is the nearby area to Sydney, and then we've got let's say Central Coast, right? Something like that. We've got like North Bridge, right? All these are some of the areas, right, nearby suburbs to Sydney. So we created all these landing pages to help capture searches in those relevant locations as well. All right, and then we also created a bunch of articles. Like I said, we created about 5 to 6. So these are like blogs content, right, which are mainly designed to help to first obviously to answer users questions. So people might be asking for, like, for example, like gave you like how much does this keyword, right? Let's say client offer, like I said, commercial cleaning. So how much does commercial cleaning cost in Sydney, or something like that? This is the first reason why we created these blog content. Secondly is to obviously rank for these articles and as well, right? So this will also help drive more traffic to the website. So this is essentially how the site was laid out, and the on-page strategies of how we went about this campaign. Now let's look into details of what I did, right? So obviously first is to thoroughly optimize H1, H2, and H3, right? So so here I pulled up this example. It's not, obviously it's not what my clients operate. It's just a cleaning website, just for sake of example. So for example, in H1, this is the H1 tag. We make sure we added the main keyword there, right? So in this case, this is a cleaning service in Sydney, so this is the main keyword, right? And then obviously this also includes the title tag as well, as you can see on the top, plus some of more words to help to maybe add value or to entice clicks or make people click through to the page. All right, and then this also includes other H2 and H3 optimization. So we make sure we add the variation of the keyword, right? We try to stay away from using the exact match keywords in H2 and H3, because from my own test, those are proven to be to cause a little bit of over optimization. Again, if you want a full checklist of what I do exactly for each campaign, I have a free SEO audit checklist that I created. You can go ahead and click in the link description. It's a free SEO audit checklist. There you'll find roughly about 100 plus, or I think maybe around more than 100 plus points that I use to basically, carry out each SEO campaign, right? So there I clearly mentioned that, try to stay away using the exact match keywords in the H2 and H3 tags. And then, page structure optimization, addition of subtopics. So here, by I make sure that when I structure out the page, there are, logical connections from one section to another. So for example, I start the page with an introduction to the service and the company, then followed by service provided, then followed by, reasons to hire the companies, etc., etc. So just like this one, right? Having all these relevant subtopics in a logical order, make sure that it answers users questions, also help build up the topical relevance of the page as well, right? So obviously these are all related to the intent. So obviously it's a service page, so the intent is to rank for service. So when it comes to service, what are some of the questions that that people might be having, right? So you can check out your competitors and get the guidance, right? For example, like if you're running a cleaning business, you can check some of your competitors, like 2 or 3 competitors, and see what are some of the subtopics that they have. Like maybe they talk about their cost, they talk about how they operate, they talk about what's included in their service, etc., etc., all these. And next, I also make sure I did some sentence level optimization using semantically relevant keywords. So this, not just the subtopics on the page, but making sure that each sentence on the page, right, on each section, is properly optimized using semantically relevant keywords based on reverse engineering the competitors. So make sure that I look at the competitors and then basically structure the sentence in such a way that is easy for the algorithm to understand, right? Like for example, use clear to understand language. Don't try to use any difficult language that the algorithm might be confused. So this based on by looking at the competitors, look at all the keywords that they use on the page, right? So for example, let's say when you try to rank for cleaning service in Sydney, what are some of the relevant keywords that you need to have on your page? For example, you need to have the words like cleaners, you need to have the word like service, you need to have the words like, I don't know, book online, you need to have words like reviews, right? All these words are semantically relevant words that are relevant to your main keywords, right? So you can do this either by looking at your competitors. You can use tools like, I don't know, Surfer SEO, for instance, right, to kind of reverse engineer your competitors, see what are some of the keywords. But in this case, I have my own tools, right? I have my own proprietary tool that I created to basically reverse engineer the competitors, and not just the competitors, but the topics itself, and then pull up and score different words, right, based on how important they are to the main keyword, right? So obviously is a tool that I created for my own project. So it's not released in the public. It's based on Python, but again, this tool is only available to me and anyone who is my SEO coaching client. So if you're interested in SEO coaching client, you can go to my website here, SEO coaching service. If you subscribe for my SEO coaching service, you get this tool for free. It's a free of charge tool, no monthly subscription or anything, free forever basically. And it works pretty well. It works, I think, even better than Surf SEO because it's based on BERT algorithms, right? Which Google is the same algorithm that Google uses in their search engines. It's not the same version of BERT, but it's the same algorithms. All right. Now next, we also make sure that every other page on the website is internal linked to the main page. So this will help create semantic connections for the website. All right. So like by having all these pages set up, I also in the process build up the topical relevance of the website as well, right? So topical relevance obviously is a, if you don't know, is a concept of having multiple pages on the website answers what people are looking for, right? So this will help Google understand what your website is all about on the topic. Now when I create these pages up, when it comes to internal link, I also make sure like all these pages are linked back to the home page, right? Because like I said, the home page is to main goals to rank for the main keyword in the main location. So all these pages that I created all linked back to the home page to help support the home page, right? And they also obviously linked to each other if necessary or if relevant, right? If makes sense. And for the anchor text, I mainly use the exact match keyword anchor text and partially match anchor text. But I don't really use the same anchor text over and over again. I rotate them just to make sure there's no over optimization there. Again, this is in my SEO audit checklist. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and check them out in the link in the description. And then obviously URL optimization, pretty basic, like having the keyword in the URL is ranking factors. Keyword count and variation optimization. So I also make sure that I've used the right frequency of each keyword for on the page. So for example, like the word renovations, which is one of the words that is part of the semantic word that I use on the page. I make sure to check the competitors average and to see how many times I should use this word, right? So you can again use tools like Surfer SEO, which will kind of help, will let you know what is the number of frequency of, or the number of times you are allowed to use each keyword. But to be honest, there's really no hard rule for this. Even Surfer SEO is pulling this out based on just competitor analysis. At the end of the day, Google doesn't work that way. But what I like to do, but what I like to keep it here is to make it a little bit lower than average, right? To over optimizations. So what I like to do is I like to open up 3 to 5 competitors and then see how many times they use the words. Like for example, the main keyword here is cleaning service in Sydney. I would look at the word cleaning, I would look at the word service, I would look at the word Sydney, and then I will take out the average. So let's say 3 competitors, then take out divide by 3, and then see how many times they use this word, and this word, right? And keep it a little lower than the average. And then lastly is entity connection establishment. So this is a tactic that I use to help Google understand the website entity better by essentially connecting the website to other properties via links and have proper about us page to ensure that Google's understand what the site is all about. So what I mean by this here is to have a proper about us page set up on the website, clearly introduce who you are and what you do. Like for example, you can have a sentence like we are ABC and we offer XYZ, right? Make sure to use a simple sentence and tell Google who you are and what you do clearly. All right. And also link out to other third-party references that maybe review about you or talk about you, right? To kind of help Google understand who you are, right? And what are and your reputation in general, to kind of help connect the dots, right? So this is also a special tactic that I like to use. Now coming back to off-page optimizations, here's some of the things that I do, right? So first, press release from high quality resources. So press release is one of my favorite link building techniques and still work really well. For the anchor text use, I like to use either brand name or URL for safety reason. Of course, when you distribute your press release, you're gonna let's say you buy press release, you're gonna have like hundreds of copies of your articles on the web, and all will be using the same anchor text over and over again. So in this way, I'll make sure that I either use only the brand name or the URL, right? I don't want to use keyword in these articles because otherwise I'll have hundreds of these articles with the keyword anchor text linking back to my website, and that again could lead to over optimizations. All right, and this is very useful for a new website, right? It helps establish initial authority. Also still useful for already established website, but press release is, you can say it's not that strong, but it's also not that weak, mainly because it is no follow backlinks. But again, no follow links also help your SEO as well. All right. And then of course, citations from high quality directory and social profiles. For these clients, he already had some of the good high quality citations, so I didn't focus on this point much. But of course, some of the citations, some of the directories, he was missing out. So I checked the competitors and see where are they listed on, and then make sure that um, make sure that I also added the website on those directory as well. And then come reviews and sentiment establishment. So off-page reviews, basically what people say about your website or your entity, is another ranking signal for local SEO. So I asked my client to ask his clients to leave positive reviews on some of the big directories like Yellow Pages, Yelp, etc. So not just building good reviews or good reputation on Google My Business, but also on other third-party directories like Yellow Pages, Yelp, Angie List, all these, wherever you're listed on. Make sure that you also have some good reviews on there as well. And engagement optimization is what I talk a lot on my channel, on my website, that user signals are very important in SEO. And for this campaign, I made sure to run some engagement campaigns, basically collaborate with the client to help to do a little bit of marketing, like for example some social media ads, some Google ads, to help build up brand recognition and engagement, right? So to make sure that people are aware of the brand, people know about them, and this will help SEO in the long run, right? In the long term. And lastly is obtaining some high quality links using guest posts and some private links. So obviously, reaching out to some of the websites for guest posting, and some private links essentially means PBNs, but these are very private, specifically only for this project. So obviously, just a few to be precise, just to give that little final push, right, for the keywords. And obviously here's the result: 80%, more than 80% increase in the organic clicks, and many keywords ranking on page one with the majority in the top five. As you can see, these are the screenshots that I already showed you. All right, so that's pretty much it. It's pretty basic, but I'm sure many of you might find some of the new things in this video, but don't try to overcomplicate stuff, right? In SEO, all you need is just high quality content, good backlinks, and good brandings, right? You just need these three things to basically win at any search, any keywords, something like that. And of course, making sure that you have a proper strategy, proper layout in place, just to basically to accommodate all these stuff, right? So that's all for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And oh yeah, and for this project, it was only like about three months. So after only about 3 months, we were able to increase this much. And now the client is literally dominating the niche and pretty much the every locations that we intended to rank in, right? So yeah, if you're interested in SEO coaching service or program, you can check out the link in the description as well. And if you want me, or even if you want me to do SEO for you, just also reach out to me. That's all for it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.